On the Move is the 8th episode of the 3rd season of Barney and Friends, and this one's okay. It's got a nice message about friendship and the importance of memories, and we have some good songs, but there were also some songs that I personally didn't care for. It wasn't tremendously nostalgic for me, and because I watched Barney for the nostalgia, that meant that I didn't really love this episode. But as I said, we do have a nice message about friendship, and one of my favourite characters comes back as well. So, of course, there will be spoilers as I talk about what happens in this. So I'll say spoilers from now. And this one features BJ as well as Barney, of course, and the children include Tosha, Kathy, Min, and a new character called Kenneth. And partly the episode is about making Kenneth feel welcome, which is really lovely. Some really great tips on how to do that. But it's also basically about saying goodbye to Derek and Tina, because throughout the episode they're making a memory book to make them, well, feel like they're going to be missed and loved, and that's really, really sweet. And I think that that's a really great tip for children where perhaps their friend is moving away, moving school, something like that, and of course they're going to miss them. But by encouraging them to make a memory book, it's a nice way both for their friend and for themselves to kind of take a more productive approach with channeling their emotions, and obviously having that memory book is something that in years to come they will hopefully really appreciate. And we do get to see the memory book in this, which is really lovely. There are some photographs from earlier Barney episodes, which I thought was a really nice touch. And having Tina back, Tina is one of my favourites. I was rather happy about that as well. Tina and Derek come into it just towards the end. And this is also apparently, according to fandom.com, the last time one of the Backyard Gang kids, any of the Backyard Gang kids, makes an appearance, which is kind of an interesting thing. I have recently watched all of Barney and the Backyard Gang, and it's just wonderful to see them growing up through the seasons. And of course, if this is the last time we get that, then it's certainly a very sweet moment, I think. We then have the songs, and a lot of the songs are about friendship and things. But as I said, I didn't really care for the songs very much. But there were some good ones. So I will now, of course, go through the songs. And we have Diez Amigos, which I actually really love. I do like that one. We then have Looking Around My Neighborhood, and I think the only one that was nostalgic for me is Kookaburra, because it is a song I remember quite well from my childhood. We then have, we have the Barney Bag, as they're getting ready to make the memory book. And then the Friendship song, which is an absolutely fine song. It's well placed, and the same with the Rocket song. We then have I Like Autumn, which is actually one that I enjoy. I do like that. Unfortunately, the last two songs, apart from I Love You, of course, are songs that I really didn't like. We have Oh We Came Back, which I don't like. I do not like that song at all. It features quite frequently, unfortunately for me. And then we have one that I don't recognise called Our New School. I don't know if it's ever featured before. The messages in the song are great. It's all about getting used to your new school and what the emotions are going to be like when that happens and what things might be like. So that's really brilliant. It's a really great message, and it's really the main message of the episode. But I just found it to be not a great song. I didn't care for it. I didn't like it. So not a great way to end things for me personally. But I can't fault the episode for providing an element of relatability, for maybe giving some ideas on how children who are going to be losing a friend because of their moving to a new school or a new city or something, we have some great tips on how to process that. So I can't fault it, but from a personal perspective, despite the fact that we get the return of Tina, which I loved, On the Move is never going to be a personal favourite.